About as much fun as you can have in Amsterdam, I hope. The streets get a lot wider and you can't get hit by a bicycle on the water, so it's one of our favourite places to be. Now, so definitely they want to keep their curtains open so they can get as much free light going into their building as possible. But the beautiful thing for us is that none of the Dutch people actually know why they do it. They just know that they're Dutch, and because they're Dutch, they have to do it because everybody else does it. Indonesia was famously a colony of the Netherlands until 1975. So if you want to try some Indonesian food, the #1 dish over here is called a rice table. In Dutch it's called a rice tafel, but everyone's going to know what you're trying to say. So a lot of stuff wound up in the canals. So normally they're not this bad, and if you want real proof that our canals are not that bad, we do have a canal event, swimming event, every single year, and our current queen, Maxima, our sexiest queen, she comes from Argentina, she swims in the canals every year. So if it's good enough for the royal family, and they have a fish finder, and they pull out all the stuff that we can't see underneath. Underneath us, it's 3 metres depth to the bottom of the canal, or 9 feet. So the bottom metre is basically a layer of bicycles. Unfortunate thing about this town. But so big plans tonight. I've heard about it, I haven't been yet. Okay, cool. It's the queue for the Anne Frank house. Yeah. So has anybody been inside about who do you think the terrorist is or whatever, and you're and it just makes you feel mad and angry, and then you come out going, and everyone goes, oh Jesus, and that's a really see? Nice little lean to the left. When they were being taxed on how wide the houses are, I told you before how Dutch people, they have a nice strong affinity with money and they like to throw it away. So they turned around to the government and said, well, we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is build the tallest block. So when it comes time to buy a brand new bed or couch or television, pool table or anything like that, of course we can't fit it up these staircases that a lot of the time we use our hands and our feet for. But at the moment we've got about 85,000 tourists a day. So that's why when you go underneath the bridge, everybody waves at you. If you see anybody in a houseboat that waves at you, clearly they're Airbnb. We'll test them out. A lot of those are cheese museums, so if you like cheese, you're in the right place. But at night time, the city always looks the same, which is beautiful. All the lights come on, it's just really nice. So even if it's foggy or hazy and stuff like that, it's just a little, something different. And then you can walk down here, and actually this is the nice corner to walk to. This corner is called Church Street, or Church Square. And there's a little street, see that, not this bridge, but the bridge behind us, that's actually Church Street. And if you follow Church Street, it takes you all the way around the city. And it's a really nice place to be because you're miles away from all the people throwing up in the gutter. We don't have a lot of that, but super nice. I hope you like it. If we go that way, you can see our river locks. Those river locks have not been used since 1650, but they're historical and we like them. So they're still there. But if we keep going that way, you're going to run into 3 big European rivers, the Maas, the Rhine and the Scheldt. So this is basically like a delta waterway. Company. Now it's all part of the Maritime Museum. If you pay for your entrance, you can go and jump on this big boat. It's called an East Indiaman, and that's the boat that made the Dutch Empire hugely successful. It's actually and we had to build this one in 1500 because this, actually where we are right now, used to be on the outskirts of the city. The city used to actually go up to this line, that tower is actually, so that's actually a little cafe. You can go inside there and have a few drinks. It's definitely crooked. Now if you... There's your press there going. So you're going straight towards me. Sorry about your driving there, brother. Bit of a tease, let you all know that, but I'll also let you know it's not my favourite market. It's just that oldest one. That one there called Farith Loop Line or Water Loop Line market, and that's the oldest one we have. So Amsterdam for a long time was known as the Jerusalem of the North. In fact, up until the Second World War, 12% of our population. Oh my gosh, we're stuck in this medieval city. We don't even have like a 3-lane motorway, and we got all these pretty little cars and all these bicycles. So, of course, by the 70s, muscle cars were the biggest thing in this tiny little city with all these arch bridges and stuff like that. And it wasn't until the trade embargo happened with Iran in the late 70s that basically our Prime Minister said, okay, we can't afford fuel. Everybody back on your bikes. We lost that muscle car thing. And that's because around about 400 to 500 years, these buildings have been leaning. And if you live in one of these buildings, it's all your own fault, because if you have a problem with it, the government, the whole facade of all these buildings now is UNESCO Heritage listed. Which means it's going to take about 9 years. And so, of course, that's just too dramatic for the whole neighbourhood, so we don't do that. What we do is if it's, I bet there's got to be at least a dozen Amsterdammers every year wake up and they're staring at their fridge. So if you just count another 9 buildings, that's 1,000 trees. You haven't even got 50 yards down the road. So incredibly hard work. And so basically to get them into the ground, now there's around about 7,000 of these sculptures around Amsterdam, mainly around the red light district, but they do go everywhere else as well. And up until 200 years ago, every single building in Amsterdam had a little sculpture on it to let us know who was living. That says Hotel Canal View. And that little door on the right hand side, number 7, is the second smallest building in town. It looks pretty small, huh? Yeah. If you want to find the smallest one though, all you have to do is look ahead to the right hand side. See, there's another building that says 16.